These were strange reasons planes were forced to land.
West 2010, declaring you an emergency.
Evidently, we've got 2 passengers that are in a physical altercation.
In 2015, a pilot made an emergency landing over seat reclining drama.
We need to get turned around and back to LAX.
Jim Murray has more.
A man apparently got upset when the woman in front of him suddenly reclined her seat. That's when the man allegedly reached forward and started choking the other passenger.
The man was removed from the plane for questioning. Another flyer tweeted, 2 passengers got into a physical fight, and that is why I'm still at LAX 5 hours later.
We've got 2 passengers that are in a physical altercation.
In 2016, cops tried to subdue a passenger having a meltdown. The mid-air meltdown forced the flight from Minneapolis to Los Angeles to turn around 20 minutes after takeoff.
2565, we do have the authorities called. They should be at the gate when you get there.
Thank you.
Stephen Fabian has more.
According to reports, the drama started when the passenger's girlfriend tried to use the bathroom just after takeoff. That's a big no-no. A flight attendant asked her to sit down, and that's when the couple allegedly lost it.
Police boarded the aircraft and took the 2 unruly passengers into custody. Afterward, passengers began cheering. The boyfriend apparently threw a punch at another passenger. So cops took him down. They were charged with disorderly conduct. In 2024, a plane headed to Europe had to be diverted due to contaminated food. The Delta airplane took off from Detroit and was headed to Amsterdam when it was forced to turn around and land at JFK. Jim Murray has more.
The case of mid-air food poisoning is being blamed on an in-flight meal service that Delta Airlines says was spoiled. The passengers were offered a choice of a pasta or chicken meal. Those who chose chicken were stricken because it was reportedly contaminated with black mold. The pilots reported the food poisoning emergency.
Howard, can you confirm the status of medical personnel at our gate?
They have been contacted multiple times.
Is anyone showing any physical symptoms? Is it just a few passengers that are feeling ill, or all 70?
Ted Hammersmeyer ate the chicken and his wife brought her own meal.
It looked really questionable, but I was pretty hungry and it definitely wasn't good. And it had a weird odor.
These passengers avoided the food.
There was multiple cases of food poisoning due to black mold on chicken.
One girl said that she did eat the chicken and she didn't finish it because it tasted really, really sour.
Moldy chicken was definitely not on the radar for this trip.
Hey guys, Chrissy Teigen here, reporting live from LAX.
In 2017, Chrissy Teigen played reporter and live tweeted a bizarre incident on a flight from Los Angeles to Japan. She starts with, "A flying first for me. 4 hours into an 11-hour flight, and we are turning around because we have a passenger who isn't supposed to be on this plane. Why? Why do we all gotta go back? I do not know." She added, "I don't know why I'm not more upset about this. The pleasure I get out of the story is worth more to me than a direct flight to Tokyo."
Thank you so much for taking me on this awesome vacation, babe.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
She and husband John Legend boarded another flight 8 hours later. In April of 2025, passengers had a scare when this plane's ceiling collapsed after takeoff. Passengers held up the ceiling for about 40 minutes. The Delta airline flight from Atlanta to Chicago had to turn around. Passenger Tom Witchy filmed the bizarre incident and also helped hold up the ceiling.
And when the ceiling comes down directly above you on a flight, it's not reassuring. Upon takeoff, there was like loud banging sounds, and then with a really loud bang after we had fully taken off, the entire panel came off, and you could see sort of exposed wiring. Myself, the gentleman across the aisle from me, we were the first two to grab it. The woman seated next to me was an engineer. She sort of climbed over me while we remained holding it, and she determined there was a missing bolt.
Fortunately, there was a passenger who happened to have bright yellow tape, and they used that to hold everything in place. The same thing happened on another Delta flight on the very same day. During that scare, a passenger was hit on the head. In the second incident, the Delta flight from Santa Ana, California, was landing in Atlanta when the ceiling collapsed. Delta Airlines told Inside Edition that the customer was briefly met by EMTs who recommended minor skincare. The airline also called the collapse of the ceiling a, quote, rare occurrence. In 2024, airline passengers on this flight began bleeding from their ears and nose.
Delta 12-3, we're declaring emergency.
Jim Murray has more.
The scare aboard the Delta Airlines Boeing 737 happened minutes after takeoff from Salt Lake City. As the flight ascended to 10,000 feet, passengers grabbed their ears in excruciating pain.
J.C. Purser says the pressure caused her eardrum to burst.
At first, my ear was just popping over and over and over, and then I got like a stabbing sensation. It felt like I was being stabbed in my ear.
Co-worker Josh Day had blood dripping out of his ear.
Just kept building that pressure, almost like someone squeezing a stress ball and never letting go. It hurt so bad I started crying.
Passenger Karen Allen described how scary it was.
To realize that many people had blood coming out of their ears and some out of their noses was pretty unsettling.
The airline says the aircraft was unable to pressurize above 10,000 feet.
Sending below 10,000 for a cabin altitude warning.
It just started going up and down like this, and that's when we knew something is not right with this plane.
They did announce that they were returning to the Salt Lake airport, but they still didn't tell us what was wrong. It would have been nice to know exactly what was wrong because people were in pain.
The flight made an emergency landing back in Salt Lake City, where paramedics treated 10 passengers.
That sudden loss of pressurization just absolutely wreaked havoc on their sinuses and caused a great deal of pain.
Delta released this statement saying, "We sincerely apologize to our customers."
There's a lot of people grabbing their ears, baby was screaming, people were holding their nose.
In July of 2025, passengers were forced to sleep on cots in an airport while stranded for more than 17 hours. Allison Hall has more.
So what happened? 2 passengers were caught smoking inside the airplane bathroom while the plane was mid-flight. Then the passengers, a man and his female companion, reportedly got into a physical fight.
The captain came on to say the smoke detectors had been alerted. Smoking is forbidden.
The plane en route to London and filled with vacationers from Cancun was forced to land in Bangor, Maine. Apparently there was a fight between the man and the woman, that he may have actually punched her.
One rumor had it that she actually slapped him first and he punched her. Whatever he did, he obviously drew blood.
When the plane diverted to an airport in Maine, police took the feuding couple into custody. Passengers were then stuck on the tarmac for 5 hours. But that was just the beginning of the frustrating delays.
The passengers were forced to sleep on cots crammed inside the airport.
It was a bit of a free-for-all. Who could grab them first?
There weren't even enough cots for everyone.
There was X amount of people that didn't get them.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindall.